The protesters or the opposition lawmakers have five demands, two of them which are already mentioned, the free press and the independent jurisdiction. The other three, the first one is the immediate withdrawal of the so-called Slave Act, which was the starting point of these protests, which are lasting for days. And this enables employers to make employees to have 400 extra hours annually instead of 250. The opposition wants to have it withdraw. The second or the fourth demand is the less extra working hours for the police. And the fifth one is Hungary's joining the European Public Prosecutor's Office. Remember, the country is one of the few EU states that refused to join to this independent EU body. And how it will play out, well, this is quite uncertain now. Christmas is ahead in 6 days, but the opposition lawmaker that was forced out, who was on the video, called for another protest this evening, 6 p.m. local time, in front of the public broadcaster. So things will continue from there.
So how much opposition is there to these reforms that are proposed by Orban's government?
Well, the protests have started last Wednesday when this motion of the so-called Slave Act was adopted by the Hungarian parliament. And the number of the protesters is increasing day by day. There were protests every single day since Wednesday. Yesterday, there were tens of thousands out of the street of the Hungarian capital, only in the Hungarian capital, in no other cities of the country. So the opposition is growing, but remember there was parliamentary elections in this April where Mr. Orban's government won another two-third majority for the third consecutive time. So this is still a rather marginal group, although the anger is growing step by step.
And has there been any response from the government to the protests?
Well, not yet. No major government politicians set the opinion of the government. There were some, the government spokesperson, for instance, but their line on this whole protest is again the same, that this is a coup orchestrated by some so-called mercenaries of the US-Hungarian billionaire George Soros, which is a shallow argument, seeing these numbers of the protesters.